The studio lights blazed down on the set of the Drew Barrymore Show, painting the stage in warm golds and soft shadows. The audience's laughter had been echoing moments before, but now, an uneasy stillness settled over the room like the air before a thunderstorm. Meghan Markle sat across from Drew, her posture poised, her smile tense, as if she were holding back a tidal wave of emotions. No one could have guessed that what began as a friendly interview would spiral into one of the most shocking moments. In daytime TV history, it started innocently enough. Drew, always known for her disarming charm, welcomed Meghan with the ease of an old friend. The audience applauded. Meghan's eyes glimmered, and talk turned to her work, her life in California, and her ongoing projects for women's empowerment. But beneath the surface, a tension was building. Drew asked a question Anissa to some, piercing to others, about Meghan's decision to step away from royal duties. "Do you think," Drew said softly but firmly, "that walking away left people who counted on you feeling abandoned?" The question hit the air like a slap. Meghan's expression changed, her smile fading into a guarded, almost wounded look. "I didn't walk away from responsibility," Meghan said, her voice low but trembling with emotion. "I walked away from a system that was crushing me, my mental health, and my family's peace." The audience murmured, sensing the shift. Drew, perhaps trying to keep the conversation raw and real, pressed further. "But don't you think, at least from the public's perspective, that it looked like you were running away from the very platform that gave you your voice?" It was the spark that ignited the fire. Meghan's voice rose, her words sharper now. "That platform was a cage, Drew. A cage with golden bars is still a cage. And I'm not going to apologize for choosing freedom over performance." The air crackled with an energy that made the cameras feel almost intrusive. Drew's smile faltered. She leaned back, clearly caught between defending her question and diffusing the situation. The audience was silent now, hanging on every word. But Meghan wasn't done. She spoke about the toll of constant public judgment, the battles fought behind closed palace doors, the relentless press intrusion, and the struggle to be heard as a woman of color in a centuries-old institution. Her voice broke at times, but it only made her words more powerful. Drew, trying to pivot, offered an olive branch. "I respect your journey, truly I do," but Meghan cut in, her tone icy now. "Respect means not questioning whether my survival was worth the cost of someone else's expectations." There was no applause. No laughter, just the uneasy hum of live TV holding its breath. Producers in the control room exchanged frantic looks. The tension had moved beyond good television. It was a powder keg. In a moment that would go viral within the hour, Drew suddenly turned to the audience and said, "I think we're going to wrap this up here." Meghan, stunned, blinked rapidly, as if trying to process what had just happened. Then, without a word, she stood, smoothed her dress, and walked off the stage. The clip would be replayed millions of times. Meghan's composed yet burning exit. Drew's awkward attempt to recover. The gasps from the audience. Social media erupted, with hashtags like #TeamMeghan and #TeamDrew dominating the conversation. Some praised Meghan for standing her ground. Others accused her of overreacting. But behind the headlines, Meghan's team released a quiet statement. "That night, when speaking your truth makes people uncomfortable, it means it's a truth worth telling." Drew, for her part, addressed the incident the next day, admitting that while her question came from curiosity, she could see how it had felt like a challenge rather than a conversation. She ended with a public invitation to Meghan to return when the time feels right. Weeks later, Meghan reflected on the moment in an interview with a women's leadership forum. "You can't control how people will react to your boundaries," she said, her voice steady. "You can only control whether you stand by them, and I will." always. Asterisk in the end. The fiery clash became more than tabloid fodder, became a reminder that speaking your truth can cost you comfort, relationships, even opportunities. But sometimes the price of silence is far greater. And in that sense, Meghan didn't just walk off a stage that day, she walked further into her own power.